we're going to have more bear markets. We've always had bear markets. Now, in Washington, they say, no, we're not. Everything is okay now. No more bear market. If you believe them, don't listen to me. But I know more bear markets are coming. And what I have said is the next one is going to be the worst in my lifetime. Maybe we're in the minute now. I don't know. You should watch Kitco News to find out. 2008, we had a problem of too much debt. Michelle, since 2008, the debt, oh my God, look out the window. The debt is skyrocketing everywhere. So the next bear market has to be horrible. But before this bear market is over, of course, many stocks are going to go down 70, 80, 90%. That's the way bear markets work. No, of course that's going to happen. I just don't know when it is. Watch Kitco News. They will tell you.
So it's going to be worse because we have even more debt in the system.
First of all, it's been 13 years since we've had big problems. That's the longest in American history. Could go for 30 years. Who knows? Who knows? But it's already overdue on a historic basis. And it's very, very expensive. And it always goes down a lot when it goes down. We have very high valuations. We have staggering debt. We have a lot of new investors coming in. Michelle, it's not my first rodeo. I've seen this movie. I know how it works. They're all going to lose a lot of money. I hope I'm not one of them. I wish I could quote you all of the time. Washington has said we're not in a recession. When we were, they didn't even know it, that the recession had started. And likewise, central bank people. My outlook is that if we have peace, there's a lot of pessimism around right now, huge amounts of pessimism. Whenever there's a lot of pessimism, it often leads to a rally. If something happens in Ukraine, there'll be a big rally. Oil will go down, grains will go down, stocks and everything will go up for a while. I don't know what will cause the rally, but we're probably going to have a big rally. That rally is, I hope I'm smart enough to sell that rally, because that's probably the last big rally. It could be a very big rally, but that's probably the last time.
Well, Jim, I'm not sure Washington disputes that we're in a bear market. Hard to dispute that when the S&P 500 is down 20%. So by technical definition, we're in a bear market. But I do get your point that many in Washington aren't acknowledging that we're in a recession, although we may very well already be in one. Second quarter GDP estimates expected to be negative. So then again, by the technical definition, 2 quarters of negative growth, we are in a recession. But to your point, many in Washington haven't quite come to terms with that or admitted that. But what is your outlook at large, especially as the Fed tightens more aggressively? And that would or could be triggered by a resolution to the conflict in the war in Ukraine, is what you could see as the possible trigger for a rally.
The obvious for me would be if something happens in Ukraine. I have no idea. I don't have any inside information, but if something happens, that would cause a big rally.
But you're saying we're currently in a bear market, but not necessarily the one that you anticipate will be the worst in your lifetime.
When it's the worst in my lifetime, you'll know it.
It's not now? We're not in the middle of it now?
No, this is not the worst bear market in my life. This is nothing. This is nothing. Oh my gosh. I have seen some astonishing bear markets, not just in the U.S., all over the world.
But you don't think that we're in the beginning of the worst bear market of your lifetime?
If you want to define it that way, yes. But if there were peace, we might make new highs. Okay. But still, that would not negate the bear market.
All right, so we're in a bear market. We could still see a rally on positive diplomatic developments out of Russia, Ukraine. But ultimately, we're still owed another huge bear market, worse than anything we've seen before, even if it's not this one, if I may recap.
How can it not be a horrible bear market? You know what the debt has happened? I mean, the U.S. has increased its debt by several times since 2009. Japan, oh my God, they can't even count the debt in Japan. Many countries in the world. The debt just goes higher and higher and higher. 2008 was because of too much debt. It's much worse now.
So you were correct that you said that this unprecedented fiscal and monetary stimulus was going to cause inflation. You said that in March of 2021 when you were on the show. Now we've hit 9.1%, a new high over the last 40 years. What is it going to take to tame this inflation?
To fix it? Well, no, they don't know how to fix it. The only thing, Michelle, in 1980, interest rates on Treasury bills, U.S. Treasury bills, were over 20%. That's not a typo. 20%. It cured inflation. It solved the problem finally. No, because we've made so many mistakes this time around. Interest rates will have to go very, very high. We will have a serious recession. Many people will go bankrupt. We're going to have a lot of problems. There's no other way to solve the problem. Well, we have a choice. We either raise interest rates a lot and have a lot of pain, or we people continue to print money and have horrible, horrible inflation and cause even more pain.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information. And it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
I have bad news for you. If you're not rich by now, you're screwed. And if you're in debt, you're even double screwed. How so, you might wonder? Well, the sad truth is that you're working your whole life to make someone else rich. The mega corporations, the banks, the politicians, everyone is getting richer. They get your money. And what is even worse, they get your time, they get your life. You are not even in a rat race, you're in a financial prison. But what could a solution for you look like? Honestly, I don't know, but I know what a solution for me would look like. It's very simple. I use whatever money I have and I multiply it with 1,000. This could make my life much easier and probably yours as well. If you have $1,000 available and multiply this with 1,000, I believe that this could solve some financial issue for the one or the other. Of course, if you're ugly, you would have to multiply it with much more than 1,000. My name is Marco Stan, and this is what I decided to do. I decided to 1000x my money. This is not a joke. I know what you may be thinking. What is this guy talking about? How should this work? This is not possible. Well, I made a detailed video where I laid out my plan. And some clever folks might even want to look at this plan and copy it and do exactly what I do. This is just a little hint on the side. You have two options. You leave, you forget what you have seen. You do whatever you're doing and you hope that somehow you get some other results. Good luck with that. Or you click the link below the video. You enter your email address because I'm not showing this to everybody. You at least watch my video on how I plan to 1000x my money. The choice is yours. Make the right choice. Join me. See what a different future you could have. See at least how I plan to do the 1000x. So click on the link below, enter your email address, and I see you on the other side. Your Marco Stan.